Hi guys, my friend told me I should do a story time because they said that like I talk like a story time teller, which I don't know what that means, but I'm just gonna do it on my secret account because nobody knows me here. So, story time on my Halloween party. It was great night for everyone else, but okay, starting off, I made a list. My list started at 30 people. It was just like not close because obviously I don't have close 30 friends. I don't like big groups. But it was like 30 people. It was just like my friends and like outer circle. And then it hired to 50 and my mom said keep it at 50. So I was like, okay, bet I'll just keep it at 50. Everyone that's host knows that your list doesn't stay at 50. Like, no, it doubled, literally doubled. There was over 100 people in my basement drinking water and being obnoxiously under the influence and being loud and could not deal with it. I was 100% sober because I was dealing with everybody coming in that wasn't on my list. I was saying yes or no to them. I kicked like 30 people out and there were still 100 people in my house. And then these like random 4 girls showed up and they were like, oh, is this where the party is? And I was like, I don't even know you. Like, do you know who I am? And they were like, no. And I was like, well, this is my house. And they were like, oh, hi. And I was like, no, none of that today. And then I was like, you guys can't come in. Like, I don't even know who you are. And they were like, please, we drove 40 minutes to get here. What the hell do you mean you drove 40 minutes to get here? Like, I don't, like, what? How do people even know that I'm having a party 40 minutes away? And why are you driving that far? Anyways, back to my story. So, I kicked this kid out. Let's call him Tony. I kicked Tony out. And I had like a bodyguard, we'll call him Bob. So Tony was touching up on girls in the basement, and I don't mess with that. So I went downstairs and kicked him out, and then Bob was like walking him out. And when he got outside of my house in the front, and my neighbors are ops, so we could not do anything in the, like outside of the house. But right as they walked out, Tony started pressing Bob and like shoved him, and Bob does not play. He got in so many fights already. So he punched the shit out of Tony. And then they started like fighting. I was like, oh my god, what do I even do? Like, I couldn't deal with it. So I just let them do them. It's probably bad on my part. Like, I'm sorry, but Tony's tall as shit. And then, what's his name? Bob. Bob is big black tattoos. No, thank you. Is that like bad to say? I don't know, but he doesn't play like that, so that's why I'm scared of him. I don't know if that's bad to say, sorry. Don't cancel me. And then I go back inside, and some girl like came up to me. I don't know who she was. One of my friends brought her. She came up to me. She was like, Carmen, someone's unconscious. I was like, what? Like, no way. Because my cousin like tends to sip off of one drink the whole night and act like blackout drunk. Like, that's just like how she is. So I was like, it's probably Taylor. Let's call her Taylor. And so I go downstairs, and then I see this girl, Bella, we'll call her Bella, literally sitting on a chair like this, literally drooling everywhere, and I see like puke all over her lap. And I was like, oh my god, like, what do I do? Like, I was speechless. I literally was like, holy shit. And then like I went like this, and then I like slapped her face, and I was like, wait, what was her name? Bella. I was like, Bella, do you know where you're at? And she was like, and I was like, where are you? And then she said some random girl's name, and I was like, no. And then I was like, open your eyes, who am I? And then she called me the girl's name that how she said, and I was like, oh my god. And I was like, no, I'm Carmen, you're at Carmen's party. And she was like, oh yeah. And like she was like stuttering and slurring her words and like couldn't talk. And she was like, I really have to pee. And I was like, so I carried her on my back upstairs into the bathroom, and then I like take her pants off and put her on the toilet. She literally like blacks out mid peeing. So her body falls while she's peeing, and I'm not like holding her up because I wasn't thinking. Like, I was so like worried about her in the moment and like thinking on what could help her that I wasn't like thinking of holding her up. So she just like fell mid peeing. So there's pee everywhere. She's just sitting there like with no pants on, like screaming because her stomach hurt, her liver was failing. She was screaming because her liver hurt. And like, what am I supposed to do? Like, so I grabbed a rag and I put it on the back of her neck. And I was sticking my fingers down her throat, trying to get her to puke. And then after like 20 minutes, she starts seizing and foaming out of the mouth. Control your liquor, please. If you are going to a party and drinking, learn how to control it. Like, please. It makes me so mad. Because why are people in my basement stripping? Like, anyways. So then I start crying. Because it's my party. Someone's dying in my bathroom. Like, what am I supposed to do? So then I called her mom off her phone and I was like, hey, so your daughter's literally unconscious. She's foaming out of the mouth. I don't know what to do. Like, can you come pick her up? And she was like, oh yeah, I'll be there in like 10 minutes. Tell me why it took her 30 minutes to get to my house. She lives 15 minutes away. Me personally, if someone told my mom that I was unconscious and foaming out of my mouth, she'd be there in an instant. Why did it take you 30 minutes to get to my house? I don't get it. But she walked in and she was like, was it just water or was it two? And I was like, no, just water, like. And she was like, okay, someone help me get her in the car. Why are you acting like this is normal? Like, obviously it wasn't the first time it happened. So if it isn't the first time that it happened, wouldn't you learn your lesson? Like, I don't know. And then her friend told me that it's the third time that happened. So maybe learn your lesson, learn how to control it. I don't know. So then she finally leaves. And then so many people were like flushing my toilet that the pipes downstairs started leaking. So all the guys had to go outside to pee. And then all the girls went upstairs. But then my cousin was puking in my bathroom. I went in there a million times to check on her and I did not see her puking, did not see puke in the toilet. I don't know. But she was in my bathroom, so no one, that was off limits. And then my mom's bathroom is the only other bathroom up here. So, and there's no bathroom in the basement because it's unfinished. So everyone was in my mom's bathroom, like trying to pee. And my mom was like getting stressed because she hates people being in her room, especially if like she doesn't know them. So that was a whole thing. And then all the guys going outside to pee, like, caused, like, noise. And then one of I think the op neighbors filed a noise complaint. So then the cops show up. Great. Just what I needed after someone just left dying, sent to the hospital. Thank you. And so the cops show up and I was talking to them. And I was like, hi, what can I do for you? And then he was like, oh, we got a noise complaint and we have a suspicion of underage drinking because 4 guys ran out of your house and sped off, so we pulled them over and they were all drunk. And I was like, oh yeah, I can explain that if you want me to. Like, this is a no drinking party and they showed up and I could tell that they were under the influence of something, so I kicked them out because I don't condone that here. And mic drop, he believed me. Like, hello? Like, I know I did good, thank you. And then like 30 people slept in that's dragging it, like 20 people slept in my house, literally all over my house. I was in my room with my friend, just us two in my room, slumped. I woke up, someone was in my brother's room, in Michaela's room, or my sister's room. One of my friends slept with my mom. My couch goes like this, so there was like one person on like every seat sleeping because they all recline. And then there was a million people in the basement. It was like, why are you guys still here? Please go home. And yeah, there's probably so many more things that happened that night, but I'm running out of time. I just yapped for 10 minutes straight. But I got 7 brew today. I got a chai with brown sugar, cinnamon, caramel drizzle, and vanilla sweet coffee. It's good.
If breaking up with your partner breaks your trust in other people, you never were actually in love with your partner. That is attachment.
y'all didn't ask for this story time, but let me tell y'all what the fuck happened last night. So I'm laying down in my bed, peacefully sleep. I'm knocked out. I was a little tipsy, so you know that sleep. Excuse how I look. I'm sorry, but y'all know how that sleep be. Why? Okay, I've been watching The Walking Dead. Now they've been having all these crazy ass alarms and stuff going on and all that. So while I'm asleep, I hear the alarm going off. Now it's not a fire alarm. This sounds like it's an emergency. Everybody find the nearest stairway, evacuate the building. It's an emergency. Mind you, I'm asleep. I'm thinking the alarm is in my dreams because I've been watching The Walking Dead. Shit, I thought I was dreaming about me being in The Walking Dead too. I thought I had to get going. So I'm still asleep. Like, you know, that's the dream. My brother busts in my door. He like, sister, what do we do? I'm like, this is real. This is real. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, come on, we go get our stuff in the car. Mind you, my mom's in the urn, okay? So my dad's not here. He called my dad. He's like, just go. I'm gonna see what everybody do. But mind you, we go outside. All the doors, like to the hallways, are closed. You know how when you're in the elevator and the elevator door is open and it's a closed door. It's all that. And I was like, do we need to grab mommy? Cause she finna come too. We went downstairs. The firefighters was here. It ended up not being nothing, y'all. This lash is bothering the fuck out of me. It wasn't nothing, but I just wanted to tell y'all how I was like out of it. Like, I didn't think it was a zombie apocalypse, but I thought it was Intruder or something.
Like, I brought money just in case, because just in case. And so I paid, and then she was like, oh my god, thank you. Like, I thought I had money in my purse or whatever. Like, I'll pay you back or whatever. And I was like, no, like, it's fine. Like, I'm not bugging. I'm not tripping about that. And we didn't really hang out a lot because she lived in, like, another town or whatever. She lived, like, 10 minutes maybe away. But, like, you know, we had our own life and shit. And, like, we would text and shit. And this one time, she asked me for money. Now, this is where the story gets juicy. So, she asked me for money because she said that she was gonna go get her hair done. And I guess, like, she didn't have enough or whatever, and if I can send her some money, like, you know. And then I was like, yeah, for sure, like, I don't mind, like, how much do you need? And she was like, oh, I just need, like, 100, like, you know, I came to get my hair done, and, you know, like, a fucking bullshit-ass excuse. And I was like, okay, yeah, for sure. So I sent it to her. I sent the $100, and, I mean, like, she didn't lie. She did go get her hair done. But then she was acting hella weird after. And she was like, oh, like, I'll see when I can go to your house, like, to pay you back or whatever. And then I was like, yeah, for sure, like, don't worry about it, you know, whatever. And then she was like, no, like, I'm gonna go pay you back, like, this day, like, let me know if you're home. And then, we were texting, and I was like, yeah, like, I'm home, like, or I think that day I wasn't home, but then I got home, and I texted her. I was like, hey, like, I'm home, like, if you're free, like, you can come by and bring the money. And she, like, deadass, like, didn't text me at all after that. And, like, I texted her again, like, oh, like, did you forget? Or, like, some fucking shit. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I need my money right now. You know, I wasn't, like, tripping about that. I was just like, oh, like, you said you were gonna bring the money. Like, I'm home now, you know? And so she, like, kind of lagged after that. And I wasn't gonna be fucking annoying, like, texting her, like, every time, you know? But I was, like, kind of like, I need my money, I want my money, like, you know. And then after a while, like, we didn't talk at all, or some fucking shit happened, I don't know. And like, we just, like, stopped talking. Like, she just stopped talking. She stopped texting me, like, everything. And then I was like, okay. And then I go, like, check like, our friendship shit on Snap, and she had fucking, like, removed me from her friends. She either removed me or blocked me or some shit because, she was still watching my stories and I couldn't see her stories. And, like, it was just, like, fucking weird. And then I was like, what the fuck? This weird-ass bitch literally, like, fucking removed me from her fucking friends and not talked to me at all. And so I removed her from my Snap, too, because I was like, what the fuck? You want to act weird as fuck? Like, for what? For what? And then, so she used to, like, talk hella shit about her, like, other friend, like, her friend before me that we, like, switched off, like, You know, like the thing that I said in the beginning. And she was always talking shit about her. And then one time, like, I saw that she was, like, posting about her or some shit that they're like hanging out together, like at her house. Like the other girl went over to her house, and I was like, what the I was like, what is going on? Like, you were just talking shit about this fucking girl, and now you're like besties again with her, but you cut me off because you owe me fucking money, bitch. Like, you're fucking weird as fuck. And so from there, I was like, yeah, no, goodbye. I fucking unfollowed her from Instagram. I don't have her on Snap. Like, I think I still have her number, but I don't. She probably blocked me. I don't fucking know. And it's just like, you really try to paint yourself as a fucking rich bitch over here, thinking that you can pay for everything, but you can't even pay for your fucking hair appointment, and you can't even pay the person back. And to this day, she has not fucking paid me back. And it's been like maybe years, like maybe 2-3 years, I don't fucking know, but it's been a while, and the bitch still hasn't paid me back. Like, I'm not, okay, yeah, it's $100, obviously I'm gonna trip, but I'm not gonna make a big ass deal about it. Like, I can go to her house, I can fucking pull up to her house and be like, hey, like, give me my money. But I'm not like that. Like, if you wanna fucking be a fucking weird ass bitch and not pay me back, like, that goes to show what kind of person you are. And for her to fucking go back with her bestie or whatever and post on her fucking Instagram story that, oh, she's hanging out with her and all this shit, like, bitch, you're supposed to be paying me back, ho. The fuck? And so, yeah, I cut her off. She was fucking acting weird as fuck. She didn't want to fucking pay me. Okay, I don't know. She's just, but, yeah. That's the story, and that's why bitches be weird as fuck.
The reason most couples argue is because you guys are both making your own assumptions about what the other person's thinking, their intentions. Oh, you probably did this because you didn't care about me. I'm gonna be honest, that's very unreasonable. Assuming that your partner has malicious motives to hurt your heart sounds like the perfect formula for you to continue your avoidant behavior, for you to choose to protect yourself, defend yourself, not be a part of this relationship.
Guys, I want to tell you guys a story of my experience with, from what I think was a cannibal when I was 15 years old. So I met this guy. He lived in my city, and by the way, he's famous. Like, he has 2 million followers, and he hasn't posted in a really long time. And when I go to his page, people are like, oh, where are you? Like, he's doing a mental health break. No, babe. No. If you look his name up on the internet, it says blank allegations. I think he has too many victims that have posted stuff. And I think he's paying people off, because when you click on those search recommendations, it's just a bunch of nothing. It takes you to his TikTok. And DMCAs are a thing. So and I understand DMCAs. You can pretty much get anything you want taken down if you pay somebody. So, basically, I met this guy. The first time we ever hung out, he was like, you're not wearing that, go inside, and changed my outfit. And before you think, oh, he was dressing a little bit more modest, no, this guy literally picks out, like, the skimpiest outfit ever. He turns my crop top into a bra and my jeans into a skirt. Which I didn't really care. I was, at the time, you guys, living with my sisters in an apartment, and my mom and her boyfriend lived 2 hours away, and we were all just attending the high school down the street. So I didn't really have much, and he was buying me groceries that day, so I was like, period, a man I can use. And that sounds really horrible, but I was in, like, fight or flight my whole growing up. So the first time I ever hung out with him, it really wasn't that bad. All he did, though, that was, like, red flaggish, was, like, he brought up an ex. He was like, oh, like, I hurt my ex so bad, like, and I'm just thinking, like, oh, like, maybe he, like, cheated on her, like, you know, like, and so I was rebounding with this guy. I just got my heart broken, so I was like, oh, like, what happened, you know, like, what's wrong, why, and he was like, oh, like, I hurt her. And now, like, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, by hurt, did he mean, like, try to eat her? Like, Okay, so he already was, like, verbally abusive on, like, day 2 of us hanging out. I was in this man's car, and I was VAPING, and he snatched it out of my hands, and he was like, pointed at a homeless guy, and he was like, do you want to be fucking homeless? Like, getting in my face, yelling at me, calling me like a low life, basically. And I'm just like crying, begging him to stop. Like, this man's in my face screaming at me, and I'm like, please stop. Like, okay, like, and he's like, you're sleeping at my house tonight, and I'm taking these, and you're going 24 hours without them if you want them back. So he like has my stuff. So I stay the night at his house that night, and I throw up of anxiety, and I get my stuff back in the morning. And I should have left, but I was 15 at this time, and I didn't have like any self-respect at all. And evil enough, this is like the best influence I have in my life at the time. He doesn't want me doing bad stuff, like, okay, so one day, another time I stayed the night at his house, he was like, what are your grades? Let me see your grades. And I'm like, oh my god. I show him my grades, and he's just like, you know, like angry once again, mad, like, you're sorting this out right now. So he brings me over to his desk, and he's like, sit on my lap, and he forces me to write an email to every single teacher that I had a bad grade in their class, and explain myself, and like basically ask for extra credit and chances to fix my grades. And so he's like forcing me to do this, and he's like, if you can get your grades up, I will buy you a SIM card. But I will just buy you a SIM card because I need to be able to get a hold of you. So, free SIM card? Question mark. Obviously, it's very questionable, very weird. And so one night I come over to his house, and that night he had just bought a ring light, and I help him set it up. And he's like, let's use this ring light, like, let's do a photo shoot. I have like a great idea in mind. So I'm like, okay, like, I'm down for photo shoots, because he was pretty TikTok famous. Like, I think at the time he had like 800K on TikTok. This was in 2020. And so we would do like photo shoots, because I had like 15K on TikTok at the time. So we would do like photo shoots and things like that. So he's like, okay, so take your clothes off and lay on the bed like this. So like helps me get situated in a position. He's like setting his phone. He's like, I will be right back. And he comes back with a knife and a fork and records everything. And then he's like, with the photos of it, he sends it to my phone, and like takes my phone and posts it to my private Instagram, so that my like ex, who wasn't my ex, would see it. And yeah, he made me post it. A very inappropriate, violent photo. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm never hanging out with this man again. Like, this is so odd. I want to go home. So he takes me home, and as I'm shutting my apartment door, he's like, can I come in? Like, and I'm, yes, you can come in. Like, I have to go to bed soon. I'm tired, you know? I just wanted to be able to hit my stuff without him getting angry at me. So I'm like, oh, please hurry. And he comes to my house, and he's like, sit on my lap, and he's like talking to me. And he's like, you know, like, do you know who my idol is? And I'm like, who? Who's your idol? And he says, Ted Bundy. And I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense after the last ordeal. So anyways, I cut him off. I don't say anything. I simply ghost him. And I'm like avoiding this problem. I ghost him. So after a couple days of ghosting him, he's like spamming me, nonstop texting, like, where are you? Answer me. And I'm just avoiding him, staying at my neighbor's house at the time, because I had like a neighbor next door who also didn't have parents, who was my age. And he was like my best friend at that time. I'm staying at his house, and I come home to my apartment just to grab some stuff, to grab some face wash, my toothbrush and stuff, because I was kind of living with my friend at this time. And I didn't have a key to this apartment. None of us had a key to this apartment, and he knew that. My mom, for some reason, like, out of punishment, like, took the apartment keys so that we couldn't lock the door anymore. I don't know what it was about. I think it was so nobody would lock the door. And so he knew that my door didn't lock, and I come home one day and I go in my elevator on the way to the apartment room, and I like smell the air, and I'm like, it really smells like this guy, like it smells like he was in here. And I'm walking down the hall to my apartment, and I'm like, what? It actually smells like he's here. I open my apartment door and I go inside, and is he in here? And I go into my bedroom, and there's an outfit laid out on my bed. So yeah, anyways, that was a whole ordeal. I ended up running away, not because of him. And by the way, my sister to this day is always like, dude, he knew he didn't have a fucking key. Like I can't believe you put us in danger. Like, my sister gets mad about it. Like, this guy was so creepy. So even my friend too, my home girl that I lived with, like, she knew about all this. He was harassing me in my TikTok comments going off when I was living with her. And there was this, like, TikTok of him, like, to this audio where it's like, run, rabbit, run, or something like that. And every time we'd hear it, she would, like, scream, and she was like, we were, like, scared because we would, like, envision him because he was, like, this in the fucking video. And oh my gosh, traumatizing. And I didn't really register it until I turned 16. I was like, that's really weird. Oh, and I just want to say, you guys, I was 15 when this all happened, and when I met him, I thought he was 18, but I just looked up his age, and he's 4 years older than me. So